Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Jurassic World video, where today we're discussing everyone's favourite topic of the Jurassic franchise, the Spinosaurus. I know, at this point I am almost milking this dinosaur, but if we were to be honest, this dinosaur has so much unknown story to it that it simply needs this many videos on it to try and understand its entire story. For example, in today's video, we're discussing what happened to the Spinosaurus that was on Isla Nublar, something I'm sure many of you did not realise existed. A Spinosaurus on Nublar was canon for a short time in 2018, so if you're excited for today's video, be sure to press that like button and don't forget to also subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and want to learn more and see more information and news from the Jurassic franchise as and when it comes by. But for today's video, let's discuss what happened to the Spinosaurus that was left on Isla Nublar. In a recent video of mine where we discussed what exactly happened to the Spinosaurus after the events of Jurassic Park 3, I posed the question that there may have been a second Spinosaurus in the timeline that we had no idea about. Now, this isn't confirmed anywhere, but when you do take one look at this story of the Spinosaurus, another video I have on the channel, you start to realise that some things simply don't really add up or make any sense, unless that there was a second Spinosaurus about. So it's fair to question that maybe there was a second Spinosaurus all along, but why do we think this? Well, it's reported by the DPG, the Dinosaur Protection Group, that there was an extinct or abused Spinosaurus that was found on Isla Nublar during 2018. But, as we know, the Spinosaurus was most likely on Isla Sorna, as it's implied that the Spinosaurus was taken off of Isla Sorna from Manticorp back in 2016. So, with the DPG's 2017-2018 findings, it makes no sense for them to have known or have spotted the Spinosaurus on Isla Nublar. But then again, they could have known about the Spinosaurus prior, but never really came across it as it was on another island, meaning that could have led them to have thought that it went extinct. Who knows? But this timeline is slightly confusing regarding this animal. In Jurassic Park 3, the Spinosaurus was the main threat of the movie, and ran around holding a major grudge to the humans after they crashed a plane into him. Yes, it's been confirmed for over 15 years now the plane crashed into the Spinosaurus, no matter what some idiots want to say online. But he held that grudge and followed them around. It was also reported that the Spinosaurus was destroying the ecosystem on Isla Sorna originally, but that's clearly not the case. That's because Isla Sorna seemed to have still had surviving animals on it in 2016 and 2015. Born in 1998, the Spinosaurus was a creation of Dr. Wu, with unknown help from Biosyn scientists who snuck their way in at the time. After this, the events of Jurassic Park 3 take place in 2001, and thus Sorna and the Spinosaurus was left alone. However, in 2002, a project to create Jurassic World went underway, and Vic Hoskins was brought in to wrangle the 3 pteranodons that left Isla Sorna at the end of the movie, and by coincidence, they were found in Vancouver, Canada. But in 2004, a year before Jurassic World's opening, a team of InGen Masrani mercenaries went to Isla Sorna to capture some dinosaurs that would later be put on display for Jurassic World. There was a list of which dinosaurs were captured, but the Spinosaurus was not on that list, implying that it never moved over to Isla Nublar. So why did the DPG report a dead or abused Spinosaurus on Isla Nublar in 2018 if the Spinosaurus was never moved from Sorna? Well, taking a look at the Jurassic World movie, we can see that there is a Spinosaurus skeleton on Main Street. Now, the skeletal structure of this creature is slightly different than to the one we see from Jurassic Park 3. Different spine, different head, and it also has a crest on top of its head as well. This is just because it was supporting the accurate findings of the Spinosaurus at the time. However, you might just be thinking that the Spinosaurus was just a display model for aesthetic purposes. To which I would partially agree with that. It makes the most logical sense, right? Well, when we look at the canonical show Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, and more specifically Camp Cretaceous Season 1, we can see a very similar model of this Spinosaurus on Dr. Wu's laptop, where he takes a look at all of the species that he has viable genomes for. It's also suspected to be the reason why many think that Spinosaurus DNA was used for the creation of the Scorpius Rex hybrid. However, nonetheless, you can see that this Main Street Spinosaurus model was also seen on the laptop as well, meaning that there could actually have been a new breed of Spinosaurus on Isla Nublar that not many people knew about. Just like the species of Monolophosaurus and Ouranosaurus, they were technically alive on Isla Nublar during 2015, but no one knew about these species' existence, even in the DPG report. So, something similar could have happened here with the Spinosaurus. While the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 may have been transported over to Isla Nublar, there's a good case to make here that the Spinosaurus did in fact exist on Isla Nublar, just a different looking one. I mean, it all adds up, right? In 1998, Dr. Wu ends up making the Spinosaurus as an amalgamation as seen in Jurassic Park 3. The Spinosaurus never died off on Isla Sorna. Jurassic World then had a Spinosaurus on Main Street with a new skeletal structure. Dr. Wu's computer proves that the same model seen in the Main Street model is actually a working specimen that's seen on his genome files within his computer. Dr. Wu created the Spinosaurus previously and could easily make a new one now. The DPG then reports a Spinosaurus on Isla Nublar. So this all adds up and points the finger to the idea that a second Spinosaurus was made on Isla Nublar. How crazy is that to think of? Now, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom rolls around and we don't see the Spinosaurus whatsoever, meaning that either something bad happened to it, or it's off wandering elsewhere, or potentially died off very early on from the volcano. But we do know that it was planned to have been in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So much so that there are actual storyboards drawn out with this dinosaur appearing and ready to square up with Rexy for a Tyrannosaurus Rex rematch whilst Mount Sibo was erupting. And, as we know for ages now, this was replaced with the Sinoceratops vs Carnotaurus battle instead, as J.A. Bayona and Colin Trevorrow decided that the rematch would be simply too cluttered to add in whilst the volcano was erupting. Now, the storyboards aren't much to go off as they aren't final representations of what we could have actually have seen in the movie, but it's worth noting that the Spinosaurus that does show up in these storyboards is much different than to the one we saw in Jurassic Park 3, and even different to the new one that we saw on Main Street and Wu's computer. So again, this could partially mean that this was a second Spinosaurus all along, but ultimately it was on Isla Nublar. So they were definitely playing around with the idea that another Spinosaurus was alive at the time. After this, it didn't quite get as far as being storyboarded or drafted, but the Spinosaurus was in discussions to appear in Jurassic World Dominion. Unfortunately, however, this didn't get any further than word of mouth, and it was finally decided that there should be no Spinosaurus in Jurassic World Dominion, as it's rumoured that Colin Trevorrow didn't think that it would survive Manticore Island, which is where we last see it alive in 2016. However, that Spinosaurus would technically be the Spinosaurus we saw in Jurassic Park 3 if it did appear in Dominion, as it is confirmed that the Spinosaurus we see in Camp Cretaceous is the same one from Jurassic Park 3. Now, what if I were to tell you that the Spinosaurus was also supposed to have appeared on Dino Tracker, another cut scene? The canonical viral marketing website for Jurassic World Dominion was set to feature the Spinosaurus. However, again, this was removed. But we see this image that was initially supposed to release that shows off the Spinosaurus, also known as Asset 87 or Project Regenesis, running through a forest of somewhere. Presumably Manticore Island or most likely Isla Sorna, but there was also a chance for it to be on the mainland. But, talking about the Spinosaurus on mainland, it was rumoured that the Spinosaurus was also supposed to have been seen on a highway within American soil, and when I delved a bit deeper into the idea of this, I was told that this idea was supposed to introduce a second Spinosaur. That's right, there were solid plans to introduce and go through with a second Spinosaurus on the mainland. How and why is a complete mystery, but I could relate back to the theory of the Spinosaurus on Isla Nublar, during Jurassic World? I mean, it does answer a lot of questions, right? So, there's plenty of evidence and ideas to suggest that a second Spinosaurus existed within this universe, and even further evidence to support the idea that there was a Spinosaurus alive on Isla Nublar during the time of Jurassic World. That would also make plenty of people happy who theorise that the infamous Paddock 10 held the Spinosaurus. This is because we know Indominus Rex was Paddock 11 and we know that the T-Rex was Paddock 9, so it's just a fun little theory to think that Paddock 10 held the Spinosaurus. But yeah, it's an interesting thought that a second Spinosaurus could have been alive on Isla Nublar all this time, and there's enough evidence to suggest this theory. But what do you guys think about this idea? I'm really interested to learn your thoughts and opinions of this theory down in the comments below, as this could sway the audience quite a lot. Some just want the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 to be the only one, but some also just want the Spinosaurus to exist in multiple entities and not just one of its kind. So again, feel free to comment below. I had a lot of fun making today's video, so if you did too, please be sure to like the video and share it around with your friends. I know some people will mention the thumbnail, so be sure to go on over to MyLifeWith.Monsters over on Instagram to see more of his incredible artwork. But don't forget to also subscribe to my channel if you want to stay up to date on the latest news, theories and information from the lore of Jurassic. 2023 has potential to be a fantastic year for Jurassic fans, so be sure to stay tuned for more. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you, did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.